Welcome, everybody, to beautiful Miami and Hard Rock Stadium, site of this year's Capital One Orange Bowl, part, of course, of the college football playoff. Hi, folks, and welcome to this highly competitive matchup. It's the USC Trojans against the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, Chris Fowler along with Joel Klatt here in the booth, and joined on the field by Holly Rowe. Hello, Holly.
Catching up with the Trojans head coach before the game, Coach is using a great motivational tactic in the locker room with his team. He told me, this is the best game outside of the playoffs in this postseason. I am challenging our guys to put on a show for our fans. They want to make sure people know we will be in the playoff next year, and that motivation all starts here today with a terrific top 25 matchup. Back to you.
Thank you, Holly. We'll keep an eye on that. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. The Trojans offense will have the football. Welcome, everybody, to beautiful Miami and Hard Rock Stadium, site of this year's Capital One Orange Bowl, part, of course, of the college football playoff. A neutral site showdown where neither team has the home field edge. It's the USC Trojans against the Alabama Crimson Tide. As always, great to have Holly Rowe reporting from the sidelines. Holly, what do you have?
Alabama's head coach told me before the game, he knows that there is a lot of motivation behind this game. A Big Ten, SEC showdown always gets people talking about bragging rights, particularly because the Big Ten has won the last 3 national championships. They want to make sure that they're showing up and showing they are the big kids on the block right now. We'll see if the SEC team can respond here today. Guys?
All right, thanks, Holly. Good stuff. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. They'll start from the 25. So USC's offense comes onto the field for the first time today. And welcome to Miami's Hard Rock Stadium for this year's edition of the Orange Bowl. Just to say that name, Joel, just brings back so many memories. So much college football history has taken place down here in South Florida.
And for a couple of guys that went to Colorado, certainly a lot of history. And yes, that was definitely a clip. So Colorado wins that national championship. But here in this edition of the Orange Bowl, I got to tell you, I am so excited to see these two teams play. What great seasons they've had. They are one step away from competing for a championship.
Short gain makes it 2nd and long. That's tough against a defense like this. To throw, it's Maiava. pass rush closing in. Oh, and they sack him. The pass rush making a big impact.
It looks to me like this quarterback is really struggling seeing the defense. This is just zone defense, and you can tell he's not very comfortable, and he's sitting in the pocket. He doesn't understand where his eyes should start and where he should go with the football, and because of that, the indecision leads to a sack. He really needs to start locating the safety right at the snap to understand the coverage that he sees.
So here comes 3rd and long. Giving up that sack has made this a real challenge for the offense. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Here's a fumble way behind the line of scrimmage. And the defense comes up with the football.
This is exactly why I've been saying you want to avoid 3rd and long. Obvious passing situations. This pass rush is too good. There's nowhere to go with the football. And even though he's trying to get the ball down the field, the rush shows up and he puts it on the ground. Beautiful strip sack. It's a turnover, and this defense is doing one heck of a job.
The Tide offense line up here on 1st and goal. Bring the pressure and down he goes.
Well, that's certainly not ideal on 1st down. You don't want to take a negative yardage play, but you also don't want to force that ball into coverage and turn it over. So here on 2nd down, I still think that you've got a two-way go. They can run the football if you want. You can play action, or you can drop back and let the quarterback make a play.
So the ball moved back to the 12 for 2nd and goal. Tight end goes in motion. Back to pass. It's Russell. And he can't hold on right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Well, Chris, it wasn't technically a pass breakup, but there was nowhere to go if he even caught that. And in fact, I feel like he was even hearing some of the footsteps. You can kind of understand the drop because the defense was all over it.
Great job by the defense so far. It's 3rd and goal from a long way out. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll be sacked. The defense swarms him on 3rd and long.
Well, it's tough for a quarterback on 3rd and long, but they just don't get the protection right here. There's nobody open. The offense is not executing at a high level. They need to get routes right at the stick so the quarterback can get the ball out of his hands.
So the coach will decide to settle for 3 points here. Out comes the field goal unit. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And he's got it. No problem. It breaks the scoreless tie here, makes it 3-0.
Well, that's just a great job by the defense, Chris. That's a sudden change series. Off of a turnover, that defense has to go out there, and they're already in field goal range, and they hold them to a field goal. That is a huge win for that defense.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. And here's the return from inside the 5. Coverage team flying downfield, not much gained on that return. And the Trojans offense is back out on the field. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Grab down the middle. It's Bowman. He's stopped, but he gets out across the 25-yard line.
A big tight end who can run after the catch, Chris, that is every quarterback's dream. All you got to do is hit him in stride, and he does the rest. This guy is sensational.
Pass complete for a 1st down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Caught over the middle, it's Anderson. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. The 5-yard gain is a win on 1st down. Sets up now 2nd and 5. Wants to throw it. Nice grab. It's Anderson. They bring him down, but the veteran quarterback shows off that trademark arm strength.
Well, it's another first down on this series, and they're doing a great job. This quarterback continues to see the defense really well and get the ball out on time. Now, once you're in the scoring area, you just can't take a sack and don't force the ball down the field.
And the Trojans with 1st and 10 here. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Gets the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
This offensive line is just getting beat up. What a great pass rush. Again, they've already sacked the quarterback a couple of times in this game, and you can tell that's now affecting the way that he's playing, his timing, what he's seeing down the field. His eyes are creeping down from looking at the coverage to looking at the pass rush. These guys up front, they are owning the game right now.
And he's brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense.
Well, in our meetings, this defense told us they're going to be ready for these plays. They understand the looks and the motion, and they know that this offense loves to use these, in particular early in a game. And here they are trying to go to that well, and sure enough, defense is ready for it.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Lets it fly to the wideout. The sure hands. It's Anderson. He'll be taken down, but he crosses midfield with a 48.
Boy, anytime you can convert a 3rd and long, that is a huge plus. And that's a great play call from this offensive coordinator. And then really good execution from the quarterback. You've got to stand in there, find a good option, the right matchup that you want, and then deliver an accurate pass. And he's able to do that for a nice conversion. First down for this offense.
Catch made over the middle.
I really like the execution from this quarterback and wide receiver. Watch as they're on the same page and then on the same timing. If you're going to complete these in-breaking routes, it's got to be framed up and it's got to be thrown on time. Both of those happen, and it's completion for this offense.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Quick throw. That's an RPO caught on the left side. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over in that time. So Alabama will take the lead into the quarter break here. Let's check out the stats now through the opening period. They've flipped ends of the field. We're ready now for the second period. First play of the quarter is a crucial one. Offense trying to convert this 3rd down. Looking to chuck it again. Here comes the rush. Oh, look out, he's got open space. And that senior toughness on display as he keeps the drive moving himself.
You know, the guys that are most effective at this position, they're always going to pick up a few first downs with their legs. And here, this is a really nice pickup on a short yardage situation. You're able to move the chains and get 10-plus yards. Beautiful job here, and he's showing his athleticism on the outside.
Looking to pass. It's Maiava. The ball is caught.
This is what makes this defense so tough. Great zone coverage behind the play, forcing the quarterback to check things down, but then the key, tackle in space.
Five-yard pickup on first down sets them up at 2nd and 5. A lot of play-calling options here.
This has always been a pet peeve of mine from a quarterback perspective, is these nondescript run plays against what is clearly a run-oriented defense. You've got to have the opportunity to throw play action, create some sort of little RPO, give the decision to the quarterback and not just calling this on the sideline.
The pocket breaking down. We're able to convert. It'll be 1st and goal at the 7.
This is the element to this quarterback's game that I've been so impressed with watching film, is his ability to take off and create first downs with his legs. And here he's able to do that and get the ball down inside the 10, create goal-to-go situation. This is a great series, a great decision by the quarterback. Now they need to cap it off and get in the end zone.
Keep it on the ground on 1st and goal. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
I don't know what this quarterback is looking at. It's an RPO, a run-pass option. That is clearly a pass read. Look at the defense sell out in the run game, and they're able to get him down for a loss.
2nd and goal play. Spot the ball at the 9. Change of pace now, looking to throw the football. Looking for the end zone, but not complete.
Oh, this is so demoralizing to a quarterback. You think you execute and you throw a touchdown pass, but the defense times it up perfectly and they jar the ball loose. It is tough to recover from this on the next snap for a quarterback.
The offense has been moving backwards here. Now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. A keeper. He's going to try to run for it. Lost the ball short of the goal line. A scoop and score. Wow. Touchdown, USC.
What a fortunate bounce for the offense here. It looks like this ball could be headed the other direction. It's on the ground, and yet it bounces to them. And not only that, it's basically a scoop and score, only for the offense.
Here's the point after attempt. Kick goes through, so it's 7-3.
That makes the score USC 7, Alabama 3.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And it comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. Offense in a good spot here on 2nd and 4 after the 6-yard completion. They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Boy, really good job by this defense. Look at him just swarm the ball carrier. He's got nowhere to go. It's just really a no-chance carry for the ball carrier, and a great tackle in the backfield.
It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 28. Got to have your pass protection in order on this play. To the air, it's Russell. Caught quickly. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there.
Well, this is the advantage of a good quality big tight end, is that he can basically just post up the defense on a 3rd down and you create a 1st down for your offense. This is the type of mismatch that I think they should exploit the rest of the day.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 now. And the pressure's on. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on 1st down.
Well, we knew this was going to be a key for this defense. They had to impact the quarterback, make him feel you in that pass rush, and they're able to get to him and hit him as he throws. That play right there, that'll pay dividends the rest of the game.
Offense lines up for a 2nd down play off the incompletion. Off play action, he's looking to throw. Grab down the middle, it's Rodgers. He's brought down, but not before crossing midfield of the 42.
This is great recognition by the quarterback. He sees that soft spot in the defense for his slot wide receiver, and then as a wide receiver, you've got to have a feel for that coverage and that space. They're on the same page, and it creates a nice completion there for the offense.
And looking to throw now on 1st down. Bringing pressure. Intercepted right near the end zone. What a play. Could take it all the way. Tackled after the return, but a huge takeaway. Could be a momentum shift right there.
You just can't make this type of a throw. He throws it up for grabs. Basically, it's like a punt, and you got to credit the defense. They are able to track the ball and get this thing for an interception. Beautiful job by them, but serious mistake from the quarterback.
Here's the first play of the drive now, set up at the 24. He's got room to run. Look out. Tackle made after a big gain. Big chunk gain in the first play of the drive sets him up near midfield in 1st and 10. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Lets it go quickly. He's got a man down the middle. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
That is exactly what the doctor ordered in this situation. Tight ball game, and they drive the length of the field. Great execution from everyone on the offensive side to go all the way down the field and put it in the end zone.
Lining up to try the extra point.
Is on for the extra point.
The PAT is good, so it's a 14-3 lead.
That makes the score USA 14, Alabama 3.
So the offense getting some momentum before halftime with the touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. Offense out there to start a new drive from the 21. Looking to throw it on 1st down. It's an out route. The catch made. Solid game there. He's out across the 30.
That's a good find by this quarterback to move the chains and create another 1st down. And now you got to keep this momentum going. Take this ball and try to move it all the way down the field and put it in the end zone.
Offense keeps moving. It's a completion for a 1st down. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Fires it to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They make the stop after a big gain all the way to the 34. And the Tide will now spend their first time out here. They have 2 more to work with before halftime. Offense beginning to click on this drive as they try to reach the end zone for the first time today. Looking to throw. It's Russell. Pressure is coming. Oh, they trap him for a sack. Alabama will spend its 2nd timeout here. They still have 1 more in their pocket for the rest of the half.
What a response from this defense. They give up the explosive play on the previous snap and come right back and get to the quarterback, create a negative play, and put him behind schedule. That's exactly what you need to do.
And it's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. Brought down after the return, but a huge takeaway at this moment.
He's just been off all day, Chris, and he hasn't been able to recover from these mistakes and these early turnovers, and now multiple turnovers on the day. Again, I've always said, true mark of a quarterback, how do you respond to mistakes? And today, he just has not responded well.
So here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. Receiver makes the catch. They bring him down, but a solid 9-yard gain sets up a 2nd and short. Timeout taken by the Trojans. That's their 1st. They have 2 more to work with before halftime. Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. Oh, the pocket collapsing. The defense scoops it up. Inside the 10. The scoop and score. Wow. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And that is the spark that they desperately needed. Down in this ball game, this offense hasn't done a ton. Defense had to step up, and they do. They're able to not only get the ball back, but they put it in the end zone and close this deficit. What a massive play for this group.
They're setting out to try the PAT. The extra point is good. They draw within 4 at 14-10.
That makes the score USC 14, Alabama
So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. He'll return it from inside the 5. He stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Looks like the offense is content to run out the clock here and just take it to intermission. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Fellas, by the looks of things, we've had one enjoyable first half in Springfield. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to start the second half.
And the Trojans will kick this away to start the second half. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. They'll start from the 25. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. Emphasis here on cutting down on turnovers, a couple of them in the first half, and that's why they're trailing. And the run moves the ball up to the 33.
Well, this is exactly what you need to do on first down is continue to stay on schedule and keep your quarterback out of those long yardage passing situations. The run game is doing a good job, and you got to give the credit to the offensive line. Continue to churn yards on first.
Getting set. Here's second down. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
Really good timing from this secondary. The contact arrives right when the ball arrives, and it's able to dislodge it. Great job from them. Incomplete pass.
Off the incompletion, it sets up a third down and 2. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. Got an opening here. They get him down, but the junior with an excellent run there.
That's a great run and a big pickup in the RPO, the run-pass option. This defense is going to have to shift their focus. They're clearly too concerned with the passing game. You've got to stop the run first if you're going to have a chance in this game.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him down, but that's a solid gain.
This defense has got to play better up front, in particular on first down. This offense continues to just gain yards on first down, churning out 4, 5, 6 yards, and staying out of obvious passing situations. This defensive line has got to start winning their one-on-one blocks up front.
Grab behind the line. It's Rogers. Stop for no gain. Excellent tackle.
Man, my favorite thing about corners is when they're aggressive and they tackle well. This is just an easy hitch on the outside. It's man coverage, and so this corner is on an island. If he doesn't make this tackle, it's going to be a big gain, and he steps up and does it beautifully. This guy is always willing to stick his nose in there for the tackle.
To keeper, can he make it? Looks like Alabama will have the first down.
Well, Chris, I liked everything about that play from this quarterback. It's a good decision. He shows some elusiveness. He's able to move the chains until the end. You got to get down, not take these hits. There's no reason to be a tough guy. This team does not win the game without this quarterback playing.
This Alabama offense is moving quickly down the field. Dropping back, it's Russell. Quick throw complete to the tight end. So the completion yields 7 yards. Solid gain to set up 2nd and 3. They're going to run the option. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Well, I can see what they're doing here. They're trying to get themselves back on schedule and create a manageable third down situation, but the defense was ready for it. They're keying on this quarterback. They're keying on these option plays, and they are able to get a stop here and create an obvious passing situation. Now you're putting stress on your offensive line and that pass protection for this third down.
Play fake, looking to throw. Coming after him. Looking to scramble. He's going to pull it down and run. He'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
This guy is in complete control right now. He doesn't love what he sees down the field, and he sees an opening for his legs, and he's able to take it. He gets the line to gain, and then he slides and avoids the hit. A++. This quarterback's playing at a very high level.
Becoming a long drive. The 9th play coming up. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And they'll stop him after a short gain.
Well, the key to third down success is being good on first down. And here the defense does a great job on first down, bowing up and stopping the run. And that's the key to this thing. If you can create long yardage situations, now they have to throw the football, and that pass rush can start getting after it.
Bootleg looking to throw. Grab behind the line. It's Edwards. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
What outstanding coverage from the defense. The tight end is trying to get himself open. The quarterback clearly wants to go to him, feels like he's got the matchup, but the defense sniffs it out, and they are there for a loss. Beautiful job. And then again, by the way, tackling in space. We continue to talk about that. They're able to tackle in space and create a negative play.
That's reeled in. It's Rodgers. So here on 4th down, out comes the field goal team. After making his first attempt, he'll try again from 41 yards out. Oh, and he knocks it right through.
Well, that's a confidence boost for this team. It's a good quality drive, and you end it in points. I know they would have rather been in the end zone, but again, getting points on the board in this situation, that's solid for them.
So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. Return starts from inside the 5. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. Time for one more play here in the quarter. Trying to find some room. It's Jordan. Gets the first and still running. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. It's USC on top as we break for the quarter. We've reached the end of the third. Time is running out to cut into this lead. Let's check out the game stats before we go on. One quarter to go. Let's see if this sets up as a classic finish. So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. To throw, it's Maiava. Looking for the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. They bring him down, but it's a big play all the way to the 43.
That's a good find by the quarterback. These early first downs within the series, they're so important to establish momentum. And now you've got to take that momentum and carry it with you. Try to get this ball down the field and go get points on this series.
Big chunk play. This offense operating at peak efficiency. First down, looking to throw the football. Here comes the pressure. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Chris, there's so much emphasis put on third down, and rightly so. That's really the action play of the series. But the third down success or lack thereof, it really happens because of what happens on first down. And here, this defense creating a negative play on first down is setting them up for success here down the line.
Second down now after the sack. Takes off in a bootleg. Caught in the backfield. It's Anderson. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion. So the ball at midfield, and now the offense facing a 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Running out of time in the pocket. Inside the 35. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle.
What an outstanding pickup by this quarterback. Defense is doing everything right. They've got coverage down the field, and yet this quarterback's able to get the line to gain and keep his offense out there and the clock moving. That is an outstanding job of game management.
And the Trojans will line up on 1st and 10. And the quarterback keeps it here. The pickup is 7 yards. Now it's 2nd and 3. And the Tide will now spend their first time out. Second down after that run on the previous play. Chewing clock with the running game. Has a path to the end zone. Tackled down at the 3-yard line after an excellent run. Alabama will spend its 2nd timeout here. They've got one more timeout to use now. And the Trojans line it up with 1st and goal. They'll try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And the Tide will now use their 3rd and final timeout. They have to navigate the rest of the way without being able to use a timeout. Quarterback still with the football. And they bring him down, but they'll spot the ball at the 3.
I'm impressed with this defense and their ability to stay sound against these option plays. We knew that the point of emphasis was going to be stopping the quarterback in the run game, and here they're able to do that. Great job by these guys not getting faked out, putting themselves in conflict, just playing assignment sound football, now bringing up 3rd down.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. The defense desperate to get the football back, trailing here late. This defense is hanging tough, and they punch it in from the 3 on 3rd and goal. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. Nothing there as the defense stops him for no gain.
Well, deciding to run it on 3rd down there, I feel like it's a signal that they're going to go for it on 4th down. You've got to get this ball in the end zone if you can. Best play call available. Quarterback's got to make a decision. I believe that they've got to go for this one.
Back to throw. It's Mayava. Defense is coming after him. And it's intercepted. A crushing play. And the defense with an enormous takeaway here late in the game. But, Joe, what about the strategy throwing the football there?
Well, I don't love it, Chris. I think keeping the ball on the ground is your best way to win the football game. I know they're trying to be aggressive, move the chains, and end the game with their offense on the field. But I think you do that with the ground game. Give a lot of credit to this defense, though. You weren't anticipating a throw, and yet it happens, and they're able to pick it off. And how about this? One drive for the game right here.
Off the play fake, looking to throw on 1st down. He's running out of time here. He'll be taken down. The defense rises up with a sack in a crucial moment.
This is what makes this defensive tackle so good. The ability to rush the quarterback from the interior. And here, even on play action, he's able to destroy the blocks in front of him, get into the backfield, and get to the quarterback. Big fella doing work.
We'll see if the offense can overcome that sack. 2nd and long. Using his legs here. He'll avoid the big hit with the slide.
A play like that can be so frustrating for a defense because, Chris, it's such a good play by the quarterback. He's able to get what he can get, create a more manageable down and distance, and he gets down and avoids the big hit. As a defense, you would at least love to get a big hit on him outside of the pocket, but they're unable to do so.
Moves out of the pocket. It's not enough for a 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 1.
Well, you got to be connected as a defense, and here the secondary does everything they can on this snap. Nowhere to throw the football, they do their job. But up front, this front seven gets outside of their rush lanes, and because of that, there's a gap for the quarterback to scramble, and he stays ahead of the chains. That's a really nice scramble from the quarterback, but clearly this front seven's got to do a better job in their rush line.
And that will wrap up our coverage. Hope you enjoyed the game. For Joel Klatt and Holly Rowe, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.